Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Today, some unfortunate news coming out of the SEC. The ETFs got delayed. Wasn't anything out of the blue. Kind of expected this, and we see a direct correlation in the Bitcoin price as it just fell right off a cliff today, pretty much erasing all the gains that it had made in the previous days. All of retail that FOMO'd in. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you watched the mainstream news and saw the reaction to their experts and their their crypto guests they had on, they couldn't believe it that these announcements were coming out, and it shocked everybody. But we pay attention to this every day, and we knew they weren't going to approve these. And I don't even think it's going to be until next year. My gut now tells me that in 45 days, I think it's October 16th or 19th, the next meeting is. That's when they might say, yeah, we're going to approve it next year. It's what I'm looking for. But you know what? We'll just play it by ear. And that's why you just stick to a plan and don't let any of the news or these events kind of throw you off of it or make you stray from it. They're all distractions out here. And our ecosystem, our baby's pretty much unaffected. The Pulse chain, pretty much even. Incentive, PulseX, and HEX on Pulse chain up a little bit. So it's not the worst news. September typically one of the worst months for Bitcoin in history. I don't think we've had one. We might have had one green month in September, if I can recall, but it's been red across the board. So probably going to follow suit again, but that's all right. This is the end of Shemitah. Jubilee, I think, was last year. So who knows? October, November, December, and some bullish catalyst potentially coming. We get rid of the Mt. Gox coins once and for all. They finally hit the market. We can put that behind us. And then maybe, who knows, Binance is in trouble then, or God knows what. But a couple more of these like looming potential black swans, and we're kind of free and in the clear. And I can kind of see the narrative being put in place for the mainstream to kind of it be flipped. They're planting seeds out there right now, and a lot of bullish stuff is coming. And I think that there's good based Americans in Congress and in politics. At least I think there's enough of them that they're not going to let this get out of control. They're not going to lose all the innovation to China. I think it's 50% theatrics. And yeah, we might have dropped the ball a little bit, but I think we have the ability to play catch up at any point. So that's what I'm thinking. Hex Glenn, hey, how's it going? Alan, my man. Don't fret, we will get ours. Yes, we will, brother. Camo Joe, how's it going, bro? Imagine how many times they can do this and get people wrecked time after time. Feel bad for the noobs. They're coming into crypto just now, and these are heavyweight punches being tossed out there. Yeah, everyone, people are still skeptical because of SBF. People are still skeptical because of the exchange debacles. It really hasn't, people haven't forgot. I think we need some really exciting stuff to happen. And then after we get 2 years away, I think that'll be the time. People have such short memories. I think 2 years is potentially the line, but who knows? It's an exorcism being performed on crypto, bro. It really is. It's crazy. I've never seen it. The FUD like last cycle with banning stable coins, India, China, the world was banning crypto. This is just, I mean, this with BitBoy now, his scandal, like you can't make this stuff up. I guess we're here for the ride. We ain't getting shaken out. We're not getting scammed like this moron. So this guy here, a Brazilian YouTuber, went on an emotional roller coaster this week after he listened to Oliver Anthony's song one too many times. But there's a mostly happy ending to his tale. This guy revealed, what did I do? He revealed his seed phrase. Oh, God. I don't want a membership. No. Great. All right, here we go. This guy lost 60 grand worth of crypto while he was streaming. He revealed his seed phrase, and people went in and stole it. And so the guy that stole all of his Matic, which was like 80% of his portfolio, $50,000, stole it and then felt bad and sent it back to him. So I guess, when you do dumb shit and reality hits you, it's like, oh God, what am I going to do with this? I just sent this to like my wallet that's completely tracked to me. I don't know how to use any mixers or whatever. And then by then it's too late. He was contacting authorities and people saw that and like, oh God, I'm going to get in trouble. So they sent it back to him, which is good. But I mean, how stupid do you have to be to literally reveal your seed phrase on stream? I mean, God, you can't make this stuff up. So I don't know. I would say this is 99.9% stupidity. And then, of course, it makes front page news. YouTuber loses 60K. It's just bad news. It's just these subliminal things when you're scrolling and you're not into crypto and you just see the headline. Even if you don't click on it, you see it and you remember it. And it's like, oh, God, it's wild out there. But on a better note, for all not for people that aren't using DeFi like us, there's the regular noobs that need to come in and buy the tops, become exit liquidity for the mainstream. They are going to come in through Robinhood and these other apps. I remember last cycle, a lot of my friends that bought ETH Max and Doge and SHIB and Batman Inu and Cat's Claw Inu and God knows what. They were all using Robinhood. And now they're opening up DeFi for more than 200 coins to swap inside the app, which that I really like. It just, people need this stuff, the retailers, in little doses. You can't give them everything at once or it'll be too much. So a little bit at a time, little bit at a time, little bit at a time. And I like where this is going. Being able to custody, send, and receive for Bitcoin and Dogecoin, and then decentralized DeFi, enabling in-app swaps on Ethereum. So I think that Uniswap, I heard that they put HEX back potentially, but I think it'll be there inevitably. People will be able to get it, and that's what we want. These apps for the mainstream to come in and buy HEX when it's 10 cents, 15 cents, 20 cents. The people that come in only when things are pumping, they're building out the infrastructure for them to come and play around. And inevitably, these people are going to be filtered into Pulsechain when they really want to start degenning and they realize, oh my God, to do these swaps on Ethereum, it's going to be $25. What the hell? I don't want to do this. And they're going to start looking for alternatives. And the second you do that, you'll probably find Pulsechain, you'll find Arbitrum, whatever. It's a process. And just having the framework and the infrastructure there for them this bull market versus the last, where they were barely able to buy like Bitcoin and Doge on Robinhood. It was mostly for stocks and the was it Wall Street bets? I think we're doing that. So now that crypto's on there, just a good sign. Makes me bullish. And this article, SEC punting on all the ETFs. Only thing here is just the dates. The SEC set a fresh deadline of October 16th for Bitwise's application, while Valkyrie received a deadline of October 19th. So they would have been due to announce a decision on the applications before Saturday, September 2nd. So earlier this week was a spike in anticipation for a spot ETF after a court sided with Grayscale in its effort to convert its trust to spot. I was saying that for a while, and people kind of laughed it off. I said, think about this. You buy in to the Grayscale trust at a 40% discount, you hold your shares, and all of a sudden it becomes spot. Bam, you just hit the lottery. And sure enough, everybody that bought in the Bitcoin trust this year, it's the best performing asset. It's Bitcoin, I think, is up like 75%. The Grayscale trust is up like 170% because the premium was at, I think, 35%, and now it's at like 16-ish. So anyone that buys in at that discount and it gets turned spot, bam, they make out. The rich get richer. Let's see what you guys. The guy is the person getting his bike stolen immediately. He's getting punked hard, but he needs to be on Exhibit A. How not to crypto. Bang the gavel next. Yeah, bro. Yeah. These guys, I mean, literally, you are a YouTuber with 30,000 subscribers and you showed your seed phrase on stream. I mean, was the guy drunk? I mean, that's just, it's as stupid as it gets. It's glad I found the Hex community. I dodged some bullets thanks to us. Yeah, did you doge some bullets? But God, I've been talking about legislation and regulation a lot on this channel. Been paying attention to what these guys are doing here, because it seems like everything they do, we follow them, and they're setting new rules for transactions, which if you at first glance, this is scary. It doesn't look good. They want to report transactions of 1,000 pounds or more. Institutions will be required to collect and report data on the people who engage in the transaction. But scrolling down further, they've expressed public frustration with jurisdictions that have failed to act on implementing the travel rule, noting that different international standards make the program's goal to combat money laundering more difficult. The lack of progress in this area is a serious concern, as the nature of the travel rule means that its effectiveness depends on consistent global implementation and enforcement. They urge jurisdictions to make immediate progress to enact and enforce legislation. The problem is not everybody's on board. And if everyone's not on board, it's never going to fly. Like for the United States, the threshold is $3,000. And in Canada, institutions also have to record the names and addresses of the transaction beneficiaries. So this is an interesting approach, given that transfers to unhosted wallets pose a heightened risk of money laundering. The rules do not apply to unhosted wallets, which will be exempt from reporting the requirements. So there we go. As bad as this seems, for us using DeFi, voila, we don't have to report. So it's on us because we're responsible. We know how to use crypto for what crypto is made for. And it's funny because this is all an offer at the end of the day. I say it all the time. It's a free choice, free will realm we live in. And you can choose to use DeFi and do everything yourself. It's hard. It's a learning experience. You're going to make mistakes. You're probably going to get, whatever, hopefully not get hacked like I did. So hopefully you're smarter than that. But you can use DeFi. You can control your own finances. You can control your transactions. You can own your own assets. Or you can choose to use the Beast system, and you can use what they have, and it'll be very convenient. It'll be very easy to use, but there's going to be strings attached, and you're going to have to give up all your information and privacy. And is that a problem? I mean, I don't think so. You know, if I had to, it's just like when you do a wire transfer from your bank. It's not like you can go in there and do a encrypted wire transfer from your bank. So if you use their systems, that's what you have to expect. But the fact that they are leaving unhosted wallets exempt from this, that's all I want to see. And I can't see that we in the United States aren't going to make law or draft laws that are similar to these. You know, DeFi, the cat's out of the bag. I watch all these CEOs from Franklin Templeton to Danelle Dixon to all these different conferences, and they all talk about decentralized open source liquidity pools and blockchains. That is the future, and not private blockchains. So I think they're just the Chaos Chris on the Verse talks about it all the time. Interoperability is what's missing, and when that comes with layer 0, that's when crypto is going to take off. So, and people get fudded out. I hear it all the time in spaces, CBDCs. And guys, I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. It's going to be attached to universal basic income, or it's going to be at first used for the banks and wholesale. It's not going to be for retail. You know, this article here is already talking about the pushback that's coming, how it's failed everywhere in China, in the Bahamas, in Nigeria. How the hell are they going to get this to work in the United States? And they're saying right here, you know, CBDC does not exist yet. Oh no, sorry, there we go. Having a single point of failure for dollar payments in a world that uses the greenback for all manner of trade is, in a nutshell, a terrible idea. In one move, we think the U.S. would create an unparalleled target for hackers and thieves, not to mention terrorists and geopolitical rivals. So there you go. It's going to be for the banks, and once I think there's going to be in 3 to 4 years a major shift in the banking system, and until that happens and we really go digital with everything, the CBDCs aren't going to be a problem. They're going to be universal basic income. They'll be an offer. They're not going to be shoved down our throats. We're going to accept them. We're going to choose to use them. You know, close your bank account down and we'll give you $1,000 over here. People will take that offer. Trust me, at the right time. So, yeah, guys. No, I mean, this is good. Legislation, DeFi is in the clear in Europe. I talked about months ago that these DeFi regulators in the UK and in Europe were meeting with Binance, with A16, with Gemini. So they were meeting with all the right people that were going to influence and sway their opinion to the systems being the way they are and not interfering, and just letting it evolve to where it's going to go, which is, I think, self-governance, AI. You know, that's really going to be, I think, what governs in the future. I really do. And so, see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Hex Glenn, give him the thumbs up. Yes, sir, Alan, all the time. You're 100% getting rugged at some point. It's part of the natural process. And sharpens your upside too. Yep. Well, it's funny. I look on some of my older wallets, and I look, I'm like, why do I still have that coin? I'm like, oh yeah, that was that honeypot I bought. Damn it. I think I have 2 or 3 of them that I bought by accident. Like I copied the wrong contract or messing around on Binance. And when you're degening, it's so bad. Peer-to-peer digital cash wins. It does. It's going to be an alternative that we're going to be able to use. And with AI, with these tax reporting systems that are built into TurboTax, you're just going to be able to plug your wallet in, and it's going to be able to tell you how much profit you made and lost. And if you don't do that, I think they're going to end up just and taxing you when you convert from crypto to your bank account or to real world purchases. I think you go and you buy something with crypto, you get taxed a little more or something. I don't know, but I think it's going to be fair. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yo, what happened? What happened is a YouTuber showed his seed phrase. This idiot that's a gaming YouTuber or whatever freaked out, revealed his seed phrase on stream, and the guy, one of the, I'm guessing, kids that hacked him, stole 50 grand in Matic and then sent it back to him because he got scared and felt bad. And then Robinhood is adding DeFi. They're adding 200 coins with ETH swaps and Bitcoin and Dogecoin. So you can move it in and out of there, which is good because them being able to now send their Dogecoin out gives them an opportunity to say, okay, now I can buy a wallet and send it to. And then the ETF nonsense, they have till mid-October now to make some new rules. Or not make new rules, make some adjustments to their applications or whatever. I bought Nintendo and couldn't sell. It went up like 100,000x. Only lost $500. That's the worst, bro. I did it with Cat's Claw and Batman Inu. Were the two. And it was Hex Machina's fault for Batman Inu. He gave me the heads up on that one. But he also gave me the heads up on Dinger, which I remember making over an ETH on that. And then Batman Inu, I think, was a 0.1 or a 0.2 debacle. So ended up coming out on top, but it is what it is. Yeah, bro, the worst feeling when you get honeypotted. It literally is. When you're like, oh my God, I just made like $1,000. You go to sell and you're like, wait, what? Oh God, slippage 10%, slippage 20%, fuck, slippage 70%, shit. And then you realize, oh God, it's a honeypot. You mean Batman? No, but Batman Inu, bro. It was Batman Inu and Cat's Claw. Maybe it was just Batman. Yeah. I bought a bad Batman and Cat's Claw. There it is. Claw. Liquidity 0. Yeah, this was the one. Cat's Claw. There it is. That's the one. So, yep. Now we ain't doing it. Now the DGen plays. I'm not even messing around with any of that stuff. The DGen plays now. It's not even a DGen play. Like Anchor, I've been posting about it on Twitter and nobody cares. It gets like 2 likes. Anchor on Pulsechain, Linqto, Rocket Pools, Frac Shares, the Liquid Staked ETH 2.0, Compound Synthetics, all have pumped, but Anchor hasn't for some reason. And Anchor is the only other one in that narrative. So I'm like, this thing is just prime. So I've been loading up at $1.02 at a time. And we're now at almost all-time high liquidity, $160. Getting there. So I remember when I first bought in, it was at like $60. So we're almost tripling up. And pretty soon it's going to get to 200, then 300. And then we'll be up where like Frac Shares is. Up at $600. And then you never know. So for you little guys out there, Anchor have an inflation problem. Yeah, but when they had the snapshot, there's only a certain amount of coins on there. And I don't know with the inflation on Ethereum. I mean, at like a cent, I guess it's worth bridging over. But the liquidity is so small. Let's check it out on Explorer. That it's like throw $10 in. What's the worst thing that can happen? Stuff that's early. Like these are my DGen plays. Like finding stuff like that. Frac Shares too. Atropa and Dai, they just had awesome pumps. Yeah, hell yeah. Dies at 77 now. Let's go. If this thing keeps going, man, if it can break up above like 0.01 again, but I just don't want to see it stall out under 9,000 and then start breaking down and make another low. Because I mean, this will be the fifth one now. I'm starting to get nervous, but that's all right. I mean, there's no new news. I mean, until I want to see if Richard hires an attorney. If he doesn't, he's just ghosting the SEC. I don't know what's going to happen, but with the SEC, maybe he just says, fuck it. I don't respond. I don't even acknowledge it. And Gary gets fired. The SEC, Hester Pierce comes in and says, we abandon all insane, frivolous investigations from the past. I don't know. That's just a tinfoil theory hat, but who knows? You know, maybe Richard is playing 69D chess and has some tricks up his sleeve, and he knows that Gary's on his way out and a new administration change. He'd rather fight it with Hester Pierce at the helm than him. So who knows? I've just been trying to think of potential scenarios where if Richard doesn't respond and people start freaking out, oh God, Richard's not responding. Hey, he Eth and Pulsechain's done. I can just see that narrative forming. So I just hope he does it for optics and for looks, but who knows? Richard's way smarter than me. Richard definitely has our best, I think our best intentions at his heart. In his heart, he's going to do the best for the community. What's best for us. And if it means not fighting Gary and waiting a little bit, who knows? That might be the move, which it makes sense, but time will tell. All right, guys, kind of a boring day, not much going on. Just wanted to come and just talk about a few things, say what's up to you guys. Alan, Camo, Joe, Davis, Ross, Hex, Glenn. Appreciate you guys for stopping in. Got a wedding this weekend, so going to be traveling. Not going to be streaming Friday, Saturday, so probably a Sunday night evening stream. So hopefully we get some good news, some crazy news. You know, BitBoy is now on the run. I mean, God knows. Who knows? But it's crypto. These markets never sleep. Never a dull moment. You guys enjoy. Have a good weekend. Like I said, Sunday night, we'll be back with a late night stream again.